Yeah, Adar sir, over to you and good afternoon all. Today is the last session of Gen AI faculty training series. So it's my request to all the attendees, please ask questions. You can write question in the chat box. So our Ganesh sir is there. He will read that question and he will ask question on behalf of you. It's my request, please ask maximum question, complete your doubts related to Gen AI, because post this training you are going to educate our students. Remember, this is very important. We are not here to learn ourselves. We are going to impart this knowledge among our students. This is very important. So clear your doubts. Over to you, Adar sir. Your screen is visual. Yeah.
Thank you, Pradeep sir. So good afternoon to everyone, and once again, welcome to our final session of Gen AI. And as the previous sessions, all of you have actively participated in this training and asked the questions. Today also, I want to urge to all of you, please keep on having the similar pace as we were having in the previous sessions. So whatever the doubts or the queries or the questions are going to be come in your mind during this entire training session, feel free to ask. Right here, we are not going to judge whether you are asking the right questions or the wrong questions. It could be just because of your own curiosity that you are asking some questions, or maybe you are having some doubt or the confusion. So I highly appreciate whatever is there. Feel free to ask the question. Don't be judgmental on your questions. Might be your question could be a silly question, right? But it might be one of the important questions. So feel free to ask whatever the question is going to be come in your mind, right? So let's start our journey towards this Gen AI. So far, what we have learned on the day one, we discussed about the basic and the fundamentals of generative AI, not in terms of just about the generative AI. In fact, all about the things what we are using in today's world with respect to our uh, artificial intelligence or a deep learning, or maybe it is a machine learning. So we clear all of those doubts and the confusion. And then after we jumped onto the generative AI, that how this generative AI is transforming this entire world, and how it is playing one of the crucial role in the today's tech space, right? Be it is a creative domain, or it is a development domain, or it is a gaming domain, or what's not. This generative AI is taking a lead in all the spaces, and everyone is looking forward that how they are able to leverage the use of the generative AI, right? So this generative AI, we are not considering like it is a one of the tool which is going to kill the market or kill the job, but it is an assistive tool, and it is a one of the tool by which we are able to empower ourselves and able to create the more like more awesome results what we are not able to do with the help of the traditional tools. So that's the reason we are moving forward to it. In the day two, we have discussed more about the prompts. We discussed the different type of the techniques, how we are able to write the different prompts, and what should be the methodologies, how we need to incorporate those prompts. So that we have discussed so far. In the today's sessions, again, we are going to talk about the more about the advanced things in the generative AI, that how these different tools are going to be used, right? And what are the different advanced technique or refining our prompts, how we are able to fine tune our prompts. And further, we are going to be discussed about some of the legal and the other aspect, that how it is going to be changed this entire landscape, and what are the different things which we need to keep in mind before using any of the tool, right? So that would be our today's session. So in the first segment, we are going to discuss more about the different type of the prompt and the advanced prompting techniques, that how we are able to do it. So first we will discuss about creating the images with the help of the DALL-E, and then we will discuss about the mid journey, because most of the people is coming and talking about the mid journey, what exactly it is, and we'll discuss with some of the free alternatives which is available into the market. Another important concept what we are going to discuss here, that is of the image creation and the photo creation, because at times people are get confused that image might be a photo as well. So basically both are the different thing. Image is different and the photo is different. So how we are able to create the image and how we are able to create the photo, we'll discuss or understand that. And lastly, we are going to discuss about the advanced fine-tuning techniques in the generative AI, that how we are able to implement all of these fine-tuning techniques and how we are able to get our desired result with the help of the generative AI. So within the first segment, we'll discuss about all this one. Okay, so what is Delhi? Delhi is considered as one of the top of the like a word whenever somebody is thinking about creating the images, everyone thinking about the Delhi. Why it is so? Because it is the first generation of image creation tool. By using the text we are able to create the image, so the Delhi comes first, right? Another important thing, that why the Delhi is going to be asked a lot, because it is a product of the open AI. What is open AI? Open AI is a company uh, which has created the chat GPT, right? So you can understand that when the people is talking about the generative AI, or somebody is talking about the prompt, first thing comes in the mind, that is of the chat GPT, right? So there are certain positive and the negative side of the chat GPT as well. We are not going to discuss about the chat GPT because it is completely text based, right? So the chat GPT is come up with a different type of the AI model as well, right? Out of them, one is the Delhi. So Delhi is more focused on creation of the images with the help of the text. So we are writing the text by using the prompt, and that prompt is going to generate the result with the help of the Delhi. Now, Delhi can create the realistic images, right? And the art form a descriptive in a natural language, right? So when we are talking about the natural language, we have discussed in the past as well. In the first session, we discussed what exactly the NLP, that is the natural language processing. So Delhi can understand that well, right? It goes well. It can understand the entire description in the natural language, and based on that, it is able to create the realistic images, right? So that's the power of the Delhi, right? And again, as I mentioned earlier, it is a product of OpenAI, and it's a paid tool, right? It's not a free tool like the case of various other tools we are finding. It's a free tool, whereas the Delhi is a paid tool, right? But the point is that OpenAI, company OpenAI is actually having a partnership with the Microsoft. So there are so many of the things which is or the tools which is going to be empowered to the Microsoft as well. So if you are using the Microsoft Designer, or if you are using the Bing AI, right, or if you are using the Copilot to generate the images, so in that scenario, all the images which is generated, that is going to be generated with the help of the Delhi, right? I will give you the complete insight of this one. Will show you that how you are able to generate the images by using this Delhi, and what are the different options are available, and how you are able to take leverage of those things with the help of Microsoft Designer, or it's with the help of a Bing AI or Copilot, whatsoever is. It's all these are the Microsoft product. So we are able to use this one, right? Hope now it is clear to you what exactly the Delhi is. Now, another important tool, that is called as a mid journey, right? Again, it is the first generation of text to image generation tool, right? It is again considered as one of the most powerful tool, and having a neck to neck competition with the Delhi, right? Initially, that mid journey come up with the concept that you need to create an account on the Discord. By using the Discord, the mid journey like empowering that you are able to create the images, right? But later on, the mid journey come up this concept that they are not able to afford the cost of the servers and are free of cost, so they come up with one of the price tag. Now this mid journey is not no more available as free of cost. You have to pay the cost of it, right? uh, Only after that you are able to use this mid journey, but prior to that there is no chance that you are able to use the mid journey. They are not having any kind of a collaboration with any of the company, like the Delhi is having a collaboration with Microsoft. Mid journey is not having any kind of the collaboration with any of the organization. Another important thing is that mid journey server is located in the San Francisco, US, right? So they are having the various kind of the data restriction, data security policies based on the US norms, right? So at times the people are going to write the prompts for the mid journey, but they are not yielding the result because they comes under the purview of the data security policies or the legal policies or the legal complications of the US. So we are not able to create that kind of the output, or the prompt is not going to be perceived or understood by the mid journey. That's a one of the downside of the mid journey, right? Because there are so many of the restrictions are going to be come up from the US government side. So that's a one of the thing with the mid journey. It is considered one of the most or the highly sophisticated generative AI model, which can transform your textual description into the jaw-dropping artwork, right? So that's one of the important thing. Some of the capabilities and features of the Mid Journey, that it can create the custom icons. Though these custom icons nowadays can be created by most of these AI, I will show you by using this Microsoft Designer, that how you are able to create these icons as well, right? Which can be retraced in the vector graphics apps as well, right? So that's one of the most important thing with this. Mix and match of the color themes between the slide element and the mid journey generated visual. So that's another part which the mid journey is capable of, right? So okay, these are considered as day-to-day task what the people are doing. So the mid journey is going to be support you for those things, right? So I think now it is going to make a clarity what exactly the Delhi, what exactly the mid journey is, right? And the big differentiation in between the mid journey and the Delhi, right? Another important thing, it's not a restriction or the criteria that are one of the prompt what you are writing for the mid journey that won't work with the Delhi, or that won't work with the stable diffusion, or that won't work with the Leonardo AI, or maybe with another API, like AI tool as well. All the prompts what you are writing for a one of the AI tool that can work with other AI tool as well. Only the differentiation is going to be common. That is uh, with respect to the output what we are going to get, right? At times we need to refine more in a one of the tool. At times we need to add some more element in another tool. That's only the difference, right? So once you are receiving the output from one AI tool, you are obviously able to refine further more as per your requirement. So that's a job of the prompt writing, right? So I think that makes all the clouds clear from your mind. Like might be you know that how to write the prompt, but you know that the prompt you are going to write for the stable diffusion or maybe Leonardo, whether it is going to work with the Delhi or the Mid Journey. So don't worry, they are going to be work with all of them, right? So there is no restriction with this, right? It is something like that. The language what you are going to be used, that is the English as a communication or the conversation language. So the English language is widely accepted language across the world, and people are able to use them, right? So whether you are here in India, English is going to be accepted. If you are going in US, it is going to be accepted. If you are traveling to any of the European country, English is considered as an acceptable language, right? But might be there could be some of the differentiation can be possible. That's perfectly okay. Let's say for example, in India we are writing the spelling of the organization by using the word as G, or G is SITION, right? Whereas in case of the US, rather than S, we are using Z or Z, right? So that's only the differentiation is going to be common. So these are the small tweaks what you need to do when you are going to write the prompt, and that's not a difficult job at all, right? Now there are various free alternative tools are available for the image creation or the photo creation. we are having lot many of the tools is available into the market. When we are using the term as a free alternative, right? So meaning of the free alternative always does not suggest that everything comes as free of cost, right? Or you need you need not to bear any of the single penny on that, right? At times it requires that you need to pay do some of the tweaks, and it is going to be work for you, right? So I will let you know about those tweaks as well, that how it is going to be work for you. Okay, so let's navigate with the free alternative which is available into the market. One is the stable diffusion. We have seen earlier also that stable diffusion is a one tool which is free of cost is available, right? There is no complications, no sign up, no kind of paid subscription or any kind of other complications are there. Stable diffusion is a one tool which is having a more capability, such as you are able to use the web UI. As usual, we have seen in the previous day session that we were using most of the things with the help of a stable diffusion, and we are able to generate the images with the help of the stable diffusion. That's a one way. Other way around, if you are having the machines at your centers which is supporting the GPU, you are able to install the stable diffusion on your local machine and able to generate the images. There are the different type of the models are available. By using those different models, you are able to generate the images by using the stable diffusion. So if there is some of the cases where the people wants, like, okay, they want to save the cost on internet cost and everything, and they want to work on a local machine, they are able to install the stable diffusion at their premise, right? In premise installation can be done, right? If you are having the high end machines, definitely it is going to be work on. If you are having the CPU based machines, this stable diffusion is not going to be work on, right? It requires minimum your GPU should be there, right? So after that you are able to install this stable diffusion. If there is any specific queries is going to be common, feel free to ask me how to install it and how to download it, everything whatever is there, I'm able to discuss with you. Another thing, or another tool which is available, that is deep dream generator, right? Again, you are able to use this tool as a free of cost, right? There are some of the credit is going to be come up on everyday basis, and you are able to use them. Another, you know about the Leonardo AI, so it is again going to provide you that same thing, that everyday uses it is going to give to you, and you are able to use it. Another is the footer.ai which you are able to use, right? Another is the get img which you are able to use, right? Another, you are able to use the rendernet, right? So all of these are coming as free of cost, right? But again, there are a certain limitations, like initially when you are going to sign up, they are giving you certain credits or maybe coins, or maybe some other term they are using for it, and you are able to use them, right, on an everyday basis. In case of a rendernet, initially it give you the 100 credits, right, or 100 coins, whatever you will say. So it is capable to generate the 100 images, right? But it is also having a one more option, that if you are referring to your friends, your friend is also getting the 100 points, and you are also getting the 100 points. So further you are able to use those 100 ones, right? So likewise, you are able to keep on referring to the other people, so they are going to get the 100 points, you are also getting the 100 points. So both are capable enough to generate the 100 images, right? So that's a rendernet, how it works. Another is a crayon AI, right? So that's another free of cost tool, like the case of the stable diffusion, right? So that also you are able to use it. I will let you know how exactly the crayons is going to be work on, and what are the different things which is associated with the crayons. I will let you know a little later about it when we are seeing all these free alternatives. So as of now, is there any kind of the queries related to the different tools which is available into the market, or in terms of writing the prompts? Because I made it clear that the one of the prompts which you are writing for the stable diffusion, that prompt is actually going to be work with any of the other ones as well, right? So there is no no such kind of the scenario is going to be happen like a one prompt is going to be work on this machine, or it is not going to work on another machine. In fact, they are going to work on every of these machines.
Okay, Adarsh sir, I
So
have a question here.
please.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. These tools which you mentioned over here, Stable Diffusion, Leonardo, and all, which would be the one that you would recommend, which is the easiest to use and more beneficial?
Okay.
Anything
So
specific from your choice?
okay, well, Leonardo dot AI, what we have seen, it is giving a one of the good quality of the images. But again, the limitation is the 10 images you are 10 points it is giving, so you are able to generate that one, right? So every tool is having some or other kind of
Limitations.
the pros or cons
Okay.
with each of them, right? I would recommend for a everyday usage if you're finding, so I would say that Leonardo is perfect enough, because we are not going to generate the images like continuously. We are keep on generating the images, right? Maybe we
Okay.
require one image or a two image in a day, so Leonardo is enough, right? If you want to experiment something, if you want to test or try something, or check the different type of the images or the prompt, I would suggest that you should go for the stable diffusion, because it will help you to understand the different iterations of the images or the prompt what you are going to write. And at a one point of time when you are going to get the refined image, then that prompt
Hmm.
you can share with the other AI tool as well,
So if
right?
you want to explore more, you should go for Stable Diffusion.
Right, right.
Yeah. There is one question over here.
Yes.
So what about Adobe Fireflies?
Okay, so Adobe Firefly is also a one of the kind of a free alternative as on date, right? Maybe in future, if the Adobe is going to put some kind of a complication to it or placing some kind of a pricing, so that's another thing. But as of now, it's a free, right? But there are something which is observed with the Adobe Firefly, that it is not that user friendly in terms of writing the prompt and generating the images as the Leonardo or other tools are going to give you the output, right? So the prompt understanding and perceiving the prompt as per the requirement is not goes that well as it goes with the other tool. So that's the
Okay.
reason if you are seeing that Adobe Firefly is always on the back foot. It is not coming upfront, right? Like a Delhi or the Mid Journey or a Stable Diffusion or Leonardo or maybe the Get IMG. So they comes upfront, right? And people are talking about it.
So the accuracy level over here might be low.
uh, at times accuracy level is low, at times their policies are some kind of a complications, being a one of the professional, because when the image is going to be generated, right? So
Hmm.
we are keeping certain data of yours as well, right, which is not considered as a ethical practices, right? We'll discuss about those ethics and the practices in the upcoming part of this training. But yeah,
Okay.
so that is not considered as user friendly practices basically.
Okay.
So hope it makes sense to all of you.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, so further, like I will show you the differentiation so that you can understand that what exactly the difference is going to be come up within all these different tools, right? And you can select any of the tools. Again, I'm not saying or I'm not going to be biased in terms of this one, like you should use this one or that one, right? It is purely your choice, right? It is something like that, or let me simplify this statement in this way, like if you want to use the pen, right? So in the market, you will find a wide variety of the pen, correct? A different company, different brands, pens is going to be coming. So it's your choice which pen you would like to most, right? Maybe it is a ballpoint pen, or it is a gel pen, or it is an ink pen, right? The same pen comes from different companies as well, right? And you are able to write any kind of the language with the help of that pen, correct? And it's your choice that whatever fits in your hand well, you are going to take that one. I will not say like, okay, you need to buy this pen or that pen, correct? You are selecting according to your comfort, like, okay, I'm comfortable with this one, I will use this one, right? Similarly, in case of the AI tools, same goes here, right? we need to understand, okay, what is the pros and cons of a one tool, and accordingly decide like, okay, I will go for this one, right? Okay, so let's have a look on these tools first, so that we can have a one of these understanding as well, right? And then after we'll discuss about the more of these topics further. Okay, so let me reshare my screen once. Okay, I think now you are able to see this is the home page of the Leonardo AI, right? So every time when we are going to be work on, we are going to get the 150 coins, right? So by using these 150 coins, we are able to create the images, right? So that's your choice, like how you are going to create these images. So you need to write the prompt and the images will be created. I think this we already discussed last time, so that's perfectly fine. Now coming on to the stable diffusion, if you want to explore more about these AI models, how these different AI models are going to be work on, and what are the different pros and cons or the various technical aspect to the AI model, this is one of the best tool, that is of stable diffusion. Now in this case you are having one of this common generator what we are using, right? Apart from this you are having SD3 medium as well, right? So this SD3 medium is giving you some of the advanced settings here in terms of negative prompt, as we have seen in the previous one, right? The previous scenario when we were using this one, right, the AI image generator, we are having lot many of the settings here. I will discuss few of those settings which is easier as of now to understand for you, right? Whereas this is a diffusion model 3, right? Stable diffusion model 3. So this is considered as a one of the most advanced model according to the stable diffusion. But again, there are some of the pros and cons is there with the stable diffusion 3, right? Another, we are having the web UI, right? In case of the web UI, what is going to be happen for every prompt what you are writing, right? You are having, these are the different set of the images are going to be generated, right? Four images are going to be generated for you for a one single prompt. So every time you are writing a one of the prompt, it will generate the four images, right? Also you are having an option here to share your feedback in terms of your liking and the disliking of the images, right? So what exactly they would like to do with the help of your this input of your liking and the disliking, basically they are trying to improve their performance accuracy, as well as they are trying to improve the quality which is going to be returned by their AI model, right? So they, after generating of these four modules, you are having an option to like and a dislike of these images. So they are going to be displayed over here, right? And then again, you can submit your feedback over here, right? So doing all these things, they are keep on improving their performance. So that's one of the aspect of it. So we are having the three uses of it. One is the web UI, where you are going to get the four images, right? And you are able to like select which one is good and which one is bad. Also you are able to share the feedback. This is a latest model SD3, right? So this is considered as one of the most advanced stable diffusion model, right? Which is having some 12 billion parameters. But again, as number of the parameters is increasing, so the image generation time is going to take a lot, right? And lastly, we are having our regular AI image generator. Here we have option that we are able to select any of the sampling method. So I will discuss about sampling method a little later. Another we are having, this is a render net, right? So the render net, I find it is a one of the good tool if you want a consistent character and the perfect poses I think this is the best tool which you can use, right? You will not find any tool which is similar like a RenderNet. This is able to create a character, right? Here, although it is giving here an option that a 3 or 4 character, it is already decided, right? So these are like Alice, Sarah, and Jessie. So you are able to select any of these character during your entire creation. They will be constant, right? They are not going to change, right? Also, they are having an option that you are able to create your own character as well, right? So once you will click your own character, option is there, you are able to upload your own image, right? So after uploading your own image, you are able to try and test all kind of the prompting on that image, right? Another important thing, that whatever the image creation you are going to do with the help of this one, they will be consistent across your entire output, right? They are not going to be changed at all, right? Remaining other features will be as it is, like when you are using any of these ones. So the quality options is here, like whether you want the HD or the ultra HD, right? Aspect ratio is here, you are able to set the aspect ratio also. Batch size, you are able to define like how many images you want in a one go, like a one image or a two image or three image, right? Another, you are having the magic mode, right? So you are able to create the complex prompt with the help of these ones, like a photography, or maybe you want to select some of the camera, right? So you are having the different type of the cameras options, right? Like iPhone 14 Pro camera, or Google Pixel 8 camera, or Nikon Z8 camera, or Sony A7. So you are able to select these options from here as well. Any comic is there, right? Pop culture is there, art is there, and gaming is there, craft is there, others are there, and altogether all the options are going to be come up, right? Another important thing, that whatever these options are going to be come up, that's not a complete option. Remember this thing, these are not the complete, these are just a few ones. Like for example, if the camera I will talk about, so they are having a limited camera options, right? Like 9 10 cameras options are there, which you are able to use it, right? Whereas if you are going to work like stable diffusion, or maybe Leonardo AI, so there is an option that you are able to select the different type of the cameras, as we have discussed on the previous session, that I was using one of the image generator. So there we are having a long list of the cameras and their lenses as well. Models is also there. So these are the different models are there, right? Model meaning is what kind of a you know uh, these image generation model they are using, right? So based on that, you are able to select it. Another is, this is a LoRa fine tune image creation model, so you are able to use that one. And this is a character lab, right? So you are able to create this character, or you are able to use any of these three. Another is a pose control is off, right? You can on it as well. So you are able to control the pose, like a one same type of the pose you want, but in the different images, right? So you are able to use these ones. So these are few of the templates they have already given here, you are able to use them, right? And another is a face lock. Face lock means that once you will fix this one, right? So every time whatever the image you are going to generate, right, that image would be based on that what you call photo which you have uploaded, right? So this is going to be based on this one person photo, and it will be locked for you. Another important thing, I would again reiterate this thing and emphasize on this one, that go through with the entire policies of this one. The image what you are going to be upload over here, right, that would be considered the property of the RenderNet, right? So if you are going to be upload a one of the image over here, right, that would be no more your property, it will remain with the RenderNet, right? So before uploading any of the image, be mindful about it. So there are some of these enhancing things are there, so that you are able to enhance the entire character or upscale them, right? Some of the settings options are here. So these are like negative prompts you can specify, or you are able to specify these batch sizes, or you are able to specify the sheet also, right? So this is actually helping us to generate the same image again and again, right? And if you look at this one, it is also using the similar kind of the concept as of the stable diffusion, like it is using the DPM plus 2m caras. So it is also using the same thing, right? So all of these models, what is available with the stable diffusion, they are actually based on it, right? So you can understand the power of the stable diffusion, that other companies also incorporating their things, right? And another aspect ratios is there, so you are able to use this one, right? So this is your render net. Coming on to the another one, that is of GetIMG .ai, right? You are able to get these like 100 images here, right? And whenever you are inviting to your friend, again you are going to get the 100 credits. And one image is costing you the one image credit. So basically the 100 image credits you are going to get. So you can refer your friends by using this URL and keep on uh, generating the images, right? So you are able to keep on generating these images by writing the prompts here, right? So nothing much in this case, just a few of these options, like number of the images what you want, or the resolution, what kind of the resolution you want, right? Some of the image references you can take it here, right? Maybe you want some of the image which is going to be used as a reference, so that is going to be used here, right? Rest other concept is similar, like we are having in stable diffusion, right? So we can use this one. Another tool what I was talking about, that is called as a crayon, right? So crayon is having some of the drawback as well. Let me open this site of the crayon here. So you are able to see this is a site of the crayon, right? In this case, you are able to create the image, but only the thing is that it will ask you to support their free content, meaning to it that if you are having any kind of the ad blocker, it is not going to work for you, right? So right now I'm having the ad blocker. If I will pause on this site, right, now I'm able to use here, right? I can write the prompt whether I want a art or a photo drawing, none. So I can select those ones. Also, you will not find much of these options, only you will find a negative prompt. But the drawback of this one, that a lot of these uh, advertisements is going to be come up. So to avoid those ones, like those, if you want like these kind of advertisements should not come in. So there is a one important, like you can use the various other browsers, such as here in this scenario, what I'm going to use it, that is I'm using a DuckDuckGo, right? So if I will use the DuckDuckGo, I will not find any kind of the advertisement. It is a clean slate for me, right? Other, you can use the Brave browser, right? So Brave browser is also going to be suppress all these advertisements which is going to be coming, right? So it's completely your choice, like what kind of a browser you want, and you are able to use them, right? Again, here you can write down your prompt, and like you can select whether you want a photo or a art or a drawing. So based on that, it is going to provide you. It is a simple and a clean and a easy kind of the tool. Nothing much in terms of a settings and everything, but the output is kind of okay. Or at times output is also good, but depending on the how beautiful you are writing the prompt. If you are clicking on the export mode, there is only one export mode, that is of negative words. That's it, right? No more settings are available in this scenario, right? I hope this makes sense to all of you. Like we have navigated with the different tools which is available with you, right? And this is not a end of the list, right? If you look at this one, there is thousands of these kind of the tools is available into the market, right? But some of these tools I have selected over here, they are used by the massive population or the massive users, right, as compared to the other tools, right? Those tools might be specific to a one domain, or maybe with the one people likewise, can be possible. So any questions on these?
Uh, Nothing for now.
Okay, perfect. So coming back on this one, what about the image and the photo, right? I think you all of you people are creative people, right? And you are more expert in defining that what is an image and what is a photo, correct? Can you quickly any one of you can quickly brief me like what exactly the image and what exactly is a photo? Anyone can just type in the chat box.
Well, we have an answer that is
Mhm.
from Mr. Magesh Kumar. It says photo is something which is shot using a camera.
Okay, perfect.
And another one is from Miss Pooja that says created and clicked.
Okay. So created and click means both are the different thing or it's a one. You clicked and the device is created the photo.
What she means is created for image and created clicked for photo.
Okay.
And another answer is there which says photo is a specific type of image by capturing light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So when we are talking about the image, right? So basically the image is something which we are going to create, right? Which is having the imagination, which includes our imagination, right? And photo is not something which is going to be come with the imagination, correct? Photo is something which is based on the existing thing. You are just going to try to get the right shot or the try to capture the right thing. So as rightly all of you have mentioned that photograph is or the photo is something which is going to be clicked, right, by using a device. That device could be your a laptop camera, or it could be a phone camera, or it is a DSLR camera, or it is a digital camera, right? What could be it is, right? Any of the device to which we are going to capture some of the scene, meaning that to it is a photo. Whereas image is something which comes from our mind, right? Which is our own creation, right? So let's say for example, if you are having some of the dream scene, right, and you are describing by using the words or maybe by using a certain of your tools, right, so you are able to create that image, correct? uh, in case of the image, you are having the artistic freedom, right? So when we are using this artistic freedom, meaning to it, you have that freedom that you are able to include any kind of the creatures, right? You are able to include those kind of the creatures which is not exist, which is just lives in the fantasy world, and you are able to add those ones, right? Also image is able to create the impossible landscapes as well, right? Even some of the abstract even abstract concepts as well, correct? So image is actually is having a huge scope, right? Maybe you are giving a lot of the assignments to your kids, like okay, do this one, do that one, right? And they are creating a lot of the different type of the images by using the different tools, correct? And all it comes from their brain, right? Whereas in case of the photo, it is not possible that you are able to add some of the fantasy creature, or maybe you are able to add some of the impossible landscape. You are able to add only those landscapes which is available, right? You are not able to bring up some of the new landscape and adding in this one, right? So it is very much important to remember that text to image tool don't directly generate the photos from the real world, right? at times people are having this thought process that might be these text to image tools are going to generate the photos directly from the real world. It's not the case, right? They create the entirely new image based on the description what you have specified and their understanding to the word, right? So whatever the understanding of one of the AI model is having, based on that it is going to generate or create the images, right? So that's a one of the important thing in case of the text to image thing, right? Now when we are talking about some of these image prompt examples, so we can think of like one of this will link vortex of pure energy radiating with the vibrant color and crackling with the electricity. So it is created, right? When we are talking about this, a grumpy cat wearing a tiny night helmet, so it's created something like that, right? Cyberpunk city built on a top of the giant bioluminescent jellyfish, right? So you can see that there are a lot of the ways, like these are the few of the examples how these images created, correct? You can write any different type of the prompts as well and able to get these outputs. So these things which is generally does not exist, but you are able to create them. Now when we are talking about the photo, meaning to it, we are replicating the reality, right? So replicating the reality means something which is really exist and we are just going to capture that moment, right? So whenever the photo prompt is going to be started, right, they are always prefixed with the photorealistic, right? So that's one of the key thing, that whenever you are finding any of the prompt where you see one of the statement a photorealistic, meaning of it that you are not going to create the image in that scenario, you are going to create a photo, right? So every prompt which is going to be prefixed with the photorealistic or having some of the parameters which is related to the photorealistic thing, right, that is considered as a photo prompt, right, or text to photo prompt. I will give you some different examples as well, and there are the various keywords is there for finding the specific type of the images. We are having a huge library, as we have discussed on the previous session, that there is a huge library we are having of the different parameters. Similarly, for the photo creation, we are having a huge library for it, and the different keywords are there, right? And you are able to pick and choose any of those keywords as well, right? Another, it is having a limited scope since it is focusing to the real world scenarios, right? So in this case, you are not able to add some of those elements which is going to be come up from the fantasy world, right? Because if you are going to try to add or incorporate those photorealistic elements within the image, it would be very difficult for the AI to combine both of the things. So output might be the way, and it is not going to be work fine with you. But yeah, it is possible that you have created a one of the fantasy world element or the fantasy world image. Based on that, you you downloaded that image, then after you created a one of the photo and combining both of them by using certain of your tools. So that's a completely different idea, right? So it is possible that you can do it in that way, right? The quality of a text to photo output depends heavily on the accuracy and the detail of the description what you are going to specify, right? Uh, because this is the one of the tricky thing. Creation of text to photo, right? It's not a easy as compared to the image, right? Because photo is something which requires a lot of the descriptions. It requires a lot of the different type of the parameters and the accuracy in your statement as well, right? Depending on it is going to generate some of the output to you. Whereas in case of the image, if you are going to be specifying or missing some of these details, it is not going to heavily impacting on the output. Might be some or a small element you are not going to get, that's perfectly okay, but most of the things are going to be as per your requirement. Whereas in this case, it is not going to be happen. Here you need to specifically specify the various lighting options as well. You need to specify the various objects and the compositions to get the better results, right? I would not say the excellent result, yeah, but for the better result you have to use this one. Some of the examples, like for example, this is a high resolution photo of the majestic double rainbow are arcing over a cascading waterfall, right? This is a vintage black and white photo of bustling Persian street market, right? This is a photo of the red fox with the fluffy fur and foraging for the berries in a sun-filled forest, right? So you can see the quality, right? As compared to the earlier one, these all are the photo kind of the quality, right? So depending on your requirement, you are able to use these. These are the very basic kind of or elementary kind of these photo prompts I have used here, right? But you can specify more detail, like kind of the camera you want to use, what kind of a lighting you want to use, or maybe what kind of a lenses you want to use, right? I just use like high resolution. Maybe you can use the ultra high resolution image, right? Maybe you can specify the 8K image or the 4K image or HDR image, right? Or many other parameters are there. There is a huge list of these parameters are available with us, and you are able to use them, right? It is all about that how you are combining all of those different options, right? So this is my own experience when I'm talking with the different people, that how their experience goes with the photo and the images. So I find that people are more comfortable in writing the photo prompts. Why it is so? Because they are precisely able to specify each and everything. Let's say, for example, if you have taken a one of the photo, right? You know that what kind of a camera you have used, what kind of a camera focal length and of like lighting you have used, right? Environment, everything, right? And you are able to visualize, okay, if I'm using all these parameters, that what kind of an image is going to be, or the photo is going to be generated, right? So that's an easier way. Right. So writing of one of the photo prompt is not a complicated task. Rather, it is considered one of the easiest thing, right? Because so many things we know prior hand, right? Meaning to it, we already have experience on these things. Like, okay, if I'm going to use a iPhone 14 Pro camera, or if I'm going to use the Google Pixel camera, so what is the differentiation is going to be come up, which will give the more clarity, which will elaborate more details. You know all these parameters. So based on that, you are able to craft photo prompt more beautifully rather than the image, because image is requiring the different type of the parameters, which at times are not goes well with the wordings, right? But it is goes well with the help of a lot of the refinement and iterations with the prompts, right? I think it makes sense to all of you.
So आदर्श जी, that means आप जितनी डिटेल्स उनको ज्यादा दोगे उस हिसाब से आपको आउटपुट मिलेगा. So the more details you give, the more closer output you get,
Right,
right?
right, right.
Okay. There is a question here.
Yes.
Are there any standalone softwares for generating AI images?
What do you mean by standalone? Means you are able to download it on your
I
machine and
guess, yeah, I guess
if the
he
case,
means that is
if
there is a software where you can install and something.
okay, in that case, only the stable diffusion as of now is available for you, that you can install the stable diffusion on your machine and able to generate the images,
Okay.
right? And stable diffusion, one of the latest model is there, that is Atomic 1111, right? Which is considered one of the finest model and having a lot many options that you are able to modify the generated images by using the stable diffusion itself. So only as of now, the stable diffusion is one software standalone which is available. Rest all are online, right? Because why it is the case, we need to understand that, right? We need to have a justification of each and everything. So I would like to elaborate more that why it is the case that we are not having any of the standalone software. Actually, uh, as we discussed in the past as well, that behind the generative AI, main thing what we are using, that is of your large language model or the LLM, right? And LLM is what? It is just a collection of the data like a dictionary, right? So as number of the words we are having the dictionary, we are considering that dictionary is a great dictionary or a good dictionary or the excellent dictionary. Similarly, in case of any of the generative AI model, whatever we are using, right? If that model is having a lot of the parameters with us, or a lot of the data it will have with us, it is able to generate the output that beautifully, right? If we are having the less number of the parameters, if we are having the less data, we are not able to get the right kind of the output, or we are not able to get the output as we are expecting, right? So in case if we are going to be install any of these LLM on our machine, it requires a huge space, right? So also it is requiring a multiple GPUs as well, right? At times it requires a lot of your RAM or the memory what you are using, right? um, I have experienced, like if I'm having the 12 GB of the RAM, it is not going to be work to generate the image faster. It takes time, maybe 1 or 2 minutes it takes, and then after it is going to generate. Whereas when we are using online, basically they are using the cloud resources, right? And the cloud resources we are having a huge with us, right? So they are able to generate the image faster as compared to the standalone, right? Also, in case of the standalone, we require a lot of the resources, which is not feasible for everyone, right? Maybe if you are into the development environment, and if you are having your own company and generating your own model, then I think it's a great idea that you should have a local model, right? Otherwise, for one of the professional or the creator, it is not a wise decision that you should install some of the software standalone on your machine. I hope it makes sense to you and it clarifies each and everything. Okay, so let's start with some of the fine tuning things, or let's start with writing some of the prompt. Just give me a 2 minute break, then I will start these things. Just give me a 2 minutes break.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, so let's start with some prompts writing, right? So first of all, I would start with the uh, let's say we'll take Leonardo, or maybe we can go with Microsoft Designer, any of those ones. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, we can type any of these ones, right? Let's say, for example, in this scenario, uh, what we are having a space warrior, right? A beautiful female, ultra realistic, and a soft lighting and 8K image, right? Now you see that when we are writing a such kind of a prompt, right? So as detail you are specifying, that kind of the refinement is going to be come into the picture, right? Uh, if you want to specify further more detail in this one, so accordingly it is going to generate that kind of the output for you, right? If similar statement, if I'm going to use with the Leonardo, right? So you can see that how it is going to generate these images, and similarly we can try it with this one. Okay, generate this image here. Look at this, right? So here you realize one thing, that every time we are writing these prompts, right, all of these tools are giving the different type of the output to us, right? Same prompt, but the different type of the output, right? So like in this case, the same prompt, but the different type of output. In this case, a different type of output. In this case, a different type of output. Another thing that let's say if we are going to specify more details, such as for example, if I'm going to try this one, gray squirrel and sitting on a tree, right? So here what I'm going to specify, that I'm just going to create a one of this image here, right? uh, Gray squirrel sitting on a tree, right? And further, this is a very clear message that I just want a gray squirrel and sitting on the tree. It is clear. Afterwards, I'm adding four further more parameters. So always the refinement, or whenever you are going to start writing the prompts, that's a key of success to writing the prompt, that you should define step by step. Don't try to write the uh, entire prompt in a one go, right? That's a one of the key rule. If you are going to write a one statement altogether, might be it is not going to yield the result for you, because at times the words are not going to be matched perfectly, or model is not able to understand properly, or might be because of our way of writing or conversation would be different as compared to the model thing, right? So here I would say a gray squirrel sitting on a tree and eating nuts, right? So here what I have done, I have specified the subject, right? Again, I'm taking you back the last scenario, what we have done. That subject we have defined the actions as well, correct? Both of the things we have specified, that eating nuts, right? So it is clear that we have defined subject, we have defined action as well, right? So sitting on a tree and eating nuts, this becomes his action. Afterwards, we are going to specify further more details to it, right? So put a comma sign, because if I'm going to, add more of these helping verbs or maybe some of the English word, so my system might got confused. So better, or it is a good practice that to put the comma sign on a safer side. So automatically the model will understand that you are just going one task of this one, and comma is helping you for joining the things, right? So we are joining the things. What I'm saying, that is a watercolor painting, right? Here I have specified the watercolor painting. You can here use oil paint or a different type of the painting whatsoever is there, 3D painting, or any other type of the paintings you are having, or a chalk painting, or just a sketch work, whatever is there, you can specify that one, right? Now it is clear you have specified further more detail. A gray squirrel, subject, sitting on a tree, action, watercolor painting, you have defined the detailing to it, right? I hope it makes sense to you, right? Here you can specify the sketch as well, you can specify here uh, you know pencil sketch as well, right? You can specify the crayons painting as well, right? You can specify the oil painting as well, oil crayons as well, whatever you want, you can specify any of those kind of the options, right? Now when we are saying that oil color painting, this is the one of the detail I have specified. Further, if you want, like what kind of the oil color painting you want, I would say that in pastel color, right? So the option comes that a watercolor painting in the pastel color, you added a more detail, right? Then you specify here that what kind of a resolution you want or other parameter you want, you can specify that. You are feel free to do this. I'm just going to create this.
Okay, meanwhile, we have a question
Yes, please.
that we have noticed that same prompt also gives different output on different machines.
Exactly. Same prompt on different model, not the machines, right? Different models or the different tools.
No, he meant he has written machines over here. Maybe he might to say like if I'm giving the same prompt on my machine and you are giving the same prompt on your machine, so there
Huh,
might be a different output.
yes, 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 it's possible. Like for example, if I'm using the stable diffusion, you are also using the stable diffusion, right? The prompt what I'm giving you, the prompt you are giving, right? Both are same. Tool is also the same, but the output is different.
Yeah,
Correct? You
yeah.
mean to say that? Absolutely, it's 100% right that every time whenever you are going to use a one prompt with a one tool or a same tool, right, it will always yield the different type of the result, right? It will not give the consistent result for a same prompt. It's not possible. It's not possible at all. Why it is so, right? Because uh, as we have discussed earlier as well, this entire system is works on the data, right? And image creation works on the diffusion model, right? Now what exactly the diffusion model? There are the two type of the diffusion model we are having. One is the forward diffusion model, another is the reverse diffusion model, right? uh, in this case, it is using the reverse diffusion model, that once you are going to write the prompt, it will just collect all of that information whatever the model is having with it, right? and then after gradually it will going to clean up the noise from that entire uh, data what it is having, right? So I will share one of the image to you. Just give me some time. I will find it out where I saved in, so you are able to understand the entire methodology how this is going to be work on. So
Yeah,
in
sure.
that case, what is going to be happen that it collects all the data and gradually it will start cleaning the things as per your prompt, right? And gradually it will keep on cleaning, right? And every time this process is repeating, every time this process is repeating, right? Again, if I will click on the same thing as a generate, I will get the different image, right? Why it is so? Again, it is starting the similar process, that it is collected the data, start cleaning the things, and it finds something and it presents it to you, right? So it is not something which is consistent across the system, right? It is not consistent across the time as well, right? It is not the case like, okay, I have generated the image with the one prompt right now, the similar kind of the image I'm going to get again. It's not the case, right? Every time it is going to get the new thing, right? That's the beauty of this AI thing, right? Why I would say the beauty of this AI? Because uh, you know it gives you a lot many ways to think the one same statement, that okay, this statement could also be think in that way, okay, this statement can be think in this way as well. You understand my point, right? Whereas according to our brain, we are just thinking in a one direction, like okay, it should be like this one, it should be only like this one. Whereas generative AI is not thinking in that way. It is just going to collect the data and keep on refining the things, and every time it finds something new gold for you. So every image what you are getting, it is a kind of a gold for you. I hope it makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Now,
Any more
so
doubts? Um, no.
no, okay, fine. So this is the one of the prompt how we are going to work on. This is the one thing, right? How we have fine-tune our prompt, that subject we have specified and small sentences we are writing and defining the more detail to it. You are just a beginner in this domain, right? So you cannot write a one of the perfect statement and a fully descriptive statement of a 100 characters or a 200 characters or a 300 characters. It requires a practice over a period of time. It will come to you, but it is a best practice that you can use the breakdown approach. Let's say, for example, I'm just using a one of the another breakdown approach, a 3D cartoon, right? Now it is clear in my mind that I want to create a one of the 3D cartoon. Now, what kind of a 3D cartoon I want, right? Maybe I want a 3D cartoon of one dog, or maybe one of the rabbit, or maybe one of boy, or maybe any character, whichever is comes in my mind, right? A 3D cartoon. I will say one boy, right? It is clear. Okay, I want a one of the 3D cartoon of a one boy, correct? But according to the model, I'm not going to specify that entire statement. You understand my point? That entire statement, that create a 3D cartoon image of a one boy, right? I'm not writing in that way, but I'm using the breakdown approach, because I'm just a beginner, I'm just a learner. If I'm a professional, I would not use this approach, right? It is called the childish approach. No worries, childish approach is always good to learn the things, right? So we are understanding this one, 3D cartoon of one boy. Now, what that one boy or a 3D cartoon is doing, right? Maybe that is studying something, maybe swimming or what's not, right? So the thought comes in my mind, a 3D cartoon of a one boy, right? Uh, Maybe we can say let's say riding a bicycle, right? Correct. So this is the one of the thought comes. The subject I'm clear. kind of the image I want to generate, that also specified, right? Action I already specified, riding a bicycle, correct? Now again I'm thinking what can be possible more, right? uh, that's all comes with our visualization, right? Whether it is a sunny day, whether it is a cloudy day, um, whether it is a rainbow or a blue sky, whatever is going to be come in your mind, just keep on that. So that comes as a part of the detailing. First, type is going to be coming that you want a 3D cartoon, right? Then you will specify the subject of one boy, right? Suppose that you already specified riding a bicycle, that is an action. Now keep on specifying the type of the different other parameters. Let's say, for example, here I'm going to specify a cloudy day, right? A cloudy day, right? Now that's a one of the detail. Now further you are able to keep on adding more details, right? Whether that boy riding a bicycle on a cloudy day, where that boy is riding a bicycle, whether it is in a park, whether it is in parking, whether it is in a busy street, whatever is there, right? So that is again a part of the detailing, right? So keep on specifying those detailings by putting the comma. But important thing is that subject comes first, action comes after that, and the detailing comes after that. But if you will reverse this one, might be you are not going to get the exact output. So always follow one of the right approach to this one. A cloudy day, right? And then after we are saying in a park, right? Then what more you want in the park, right? I want trees, I want bushes, correct? Just click on this generate. It will give something to you, right? You see here what I have used, that I use a complete breakdown approach, each statement separated by the comma. No problem, it is just considered as a childish statement, perfectly okay, right? But the point is that I'm just in the learning phase. But once I'm going to be comfortable to it, I'm able to specify more precise statement that generate a 3D cartoon image of a boy riding a bicycle on a cloudy day in the park, which is having a tree and a bushes, right? And a lot of these flowers and a vibrant color and a pastel theme, or maybe other detailing I'm able to specify, right? You can see that the image is generated here, right? Correct. So this is completely depend up to your thoughts or the idea that what exactly you want, right? I will highly recommend that don't try to write a one of the entire statement of 100 or a 200 or 300 characters, right? Just use this breakdown approach and you will get a beautiful result or the output. But over a period of time, once you are keep on writing these kind of the things, you are able to start writing a statement in a professional way, and so that you are able to become a one of the professional prompt writer, right? So depending on your choice, whatever you want, you can use it, right? So let's move further to it.
Okay, Adarsh sir, I have a doubt over here.
Yes, please.
Now, this particular image which you have generated, it
Mhm.
has a boy sitting or riding a bicycle.
Right,
Suppose I am creating a storyboard for my
right,
clip or movie. I want
right.
this same character doing something
Mhm.
else in the next scene. So how do we do that? Because there might be a chance that the face or the character might change. So can we give a reference of the old image or something like this when
Yes,
I generate the
definitely,
next?
definitely, it's possible that there are tools. uh, Again, this is actually depending on the different type of the tools. So no single AI tool is capable to like handle all of the requests what we are having. At times they are keep on improving, at times they are not having that capability. They are able to do one or other thing only. It is possible that you are able to take these images as a reference and able to generate the more images for the
Okay.
similar kind of the character, right? So in this case, this Leonardo free version is not going to provide that option that you are able to take as a reference image to this one, right? Whereas in case of other ones, you are able to use this one.
Okay,
Uh,
reference.
but this is with the get img.ai, right? In
Okay,
this case, if you will use that character, right, then you are able to generate the further images, whatever you want.
okay. So I can have consistency of that character for the next
Exactly,
scenes.
exactly. Whatever you want, you can keep the consistency, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, it's your choice, like the way you want to write these statements. You are keep on writing these statements and able to get these outputs, whatever you want, right? Okay. Let me further more elaborate on the part of the fine tuning so that we are able to understand other steps as well. So in case of this image quality, there are the two important thing comes. One is the image quality, another is the stylistic consideration, right? So here is one thing comes, that mentioning the specific resolution and the aspect ratio in your parameter, right? Such as high resolution or a 4K or a 8K or a ultra high resolution, right? Or there are other parameters is there which you are able to specify related to the resolutions. Or even if you know, because you know much more of these terms of the resolutions, so you can try those resolution things, and you are able to get those kind of images as well, right? Also layout by matching the different aspect ratios such as a square and a landscape or a portrait, whatever you want, right? Another important thing is try the different word and the phrases about the quality to see what works best with the AI constraint, because every AI is having a different scenario, and their functioning or understanding the words is completely different, right? But one thing remain consistent, that is, first is the subject, second is the action, third is the detail, that remain consistent. But what makes a differentiation, that at times you are using the ultra high resolution that might not goes well with your statement, right? But when you are writing the 8K image, it is giving the one of the wonderful result. Or maybe when you are specifying the 16K image, it is giving the best result to you, right? So at times you need to specify or keep on changing those words as well, right? Another example I am going to give you to try these different words and the phrases. Let's say, for example, you want a group of the words in your image, right? You want to create a one of the tree. On the tree, you want a lot of the birds, right? So once you are specifying uh, generate a tree which is having a lot of the birds, it is not going well with the any of the AI. But why? Because the birds what you are writing by using the birds, right? So that s what you are writing, it is not making any kind of the sense to the AIs, right? If you will write this one, the flock of the bird, then it goes well, right? So try to use those different type of the phrases and the word, so you are able to get the desired output what you are looking for, right? So there are certain these phrases or the words dictionaries there, so you are able to take as a reference of it. Another thing is that when it comes to the stylistic considerations, right? So sometimes like impressionist, surrealist, or the art deco, these kind of the working well artistic movements and giving the one of the good kind of the result what you're looking for. Also, if you are going to mention the different artists and their artwork, right, which is matching their styles, right, it will again give you the one of the great kind of the output to you, right? So there are the various kind of the artists are there. So you are able to select those artists and their artist style and incorporate within your images, right? When you are generating the photorealistic images, it is always helpful to add the details as a camera model and the lens specifications. When you are giving these kind of the specifications like a model of the camera as well as the lenses, right, it will give you the exact result what you're looking for. These color schemes and the palettes are another way by which you are able to get the desired output of visual style of your images, right? So you could use these phrases like muted pastel color schemes or the vibrant or the nuance inspired, or maybe any other idea whatever you are having in your mind, you can try that. Some of these case studies, uh, so which I already mentioned to you, that it should be the chaining or the staking of the prompt, right? So start with some of the basic thing and gradually keep on adding the details what you are having. Let's say, for example, you are building a scene, right? So you are able to visualize that scene within your mind, right? Correct. So when you are visualizing that scene within your mind, keep on writing the details by using pen and paper. Correct. Go one by one and specify each and every detail, right? I know it is not going to be easier because you people are expert in using the different type of the tools, right? You are the master of your domain, right? So you are able to craft the things on the computer very easily. Whichever comes in your mind, you are keep on adding and the things is going to be generated for you. But here the thing is going to be happen that you want someone who is going to be help for you, right? Let me share one more example. You have given a one of the assignment to your kids, right? So when you are giving an assignment to your kids, how many times it happens that you are going to keep on asking and repeating that same thing, like, okay, you have to do in this way, right? I don't want this one, you have to change this one. I don't want the cloud in this way, I want the cloud here, right? I think it is an everyday issue, correct? So if you are using these prompts, right, by step, like, okay, first draw this one, then giving instruction again, then giving the instructions again, then giving the instruction again, it will always go well, right? Similarly comes here, like first I crafted a one prompt, then I crafted the another prompt, then I crafted the third prompt, then I crafted the fourth prompt, and combining all of them in a one. So first I want a one scene, right? So first I says a vast empty grassy plain stretching towards a clear blue sky. That's a one prompt. In the distance, a majestic mountain range with the snow-capped peak begin to rise from the plain. That's another prompt. Right? A winding river cuts through the plain, leading towards the mountain. Lush green trees line the river bank. Then lastly, a wooden bridge with stone pillar spans the river with the dirt path leading towards it. I want these four things within the one image, right? You know all these things, correct? Now you are able to craft all of these ones by putting the or separating the comma sign, and you are able to get the desired result. What exactly you want? You want a empty grassy plain uh, thing, right? And you want the clear sky, clear blue sky, right? You want a majestic mountain range with the snow-capped peak, right? Begin to rise from the plain. That is a entire thing you have specified. Then you want a winding river cuts through the plain, right? Leading toward the mountain you already specified. Lush green lines the river bank, right? All of these things putting by separated the comma and give this entire statement. You will find the desired result. At times it will not be 100% as per your imagination or as per your craft. At times you need to cut through with the something or maybe add something, put a comma at a certain place, and you are able to get the result. I hope it makes sense to you, right? Another example. another case study example. In this case, style transfer from the variations, right? A portrait of a woman with flowing red hair painted in the style of Van Gogh, right? Make portrait a detailed line drawing similar to the classic resonance sketch, right? Maintain line drawing style, but add a splash of vibrant watercolor to the background, right? Add up all of those separated by the comma, and you can see the magic is going to be happening, right? So these are some of the things which is really going to help you to understand all of these parameters. So another thing that this is last but not the least, that you can adjust the strength by using the brackets or the square brackets. You can adjust the keyword strength using the weight and use the square brackets to suppress the unwanted objects, right? So you are able to use all of these things within your prompts to get your desired output, right? So as we have seen in the last time as well, right, that are just a few of the things we try to implement with the help of a square brackets, right? That whenever you need to focused or specify something, you are able to use these square bracket or just a bracket, right? Let's give a more of detailed insight to this one so that you are able to understand much better in this, right? Let me switch to my screen towards the prompts. Okay. So I'm trying to work on the this one is stable diffusion because it is just going to generate the output much faster than other ones. Say for example, I just want a one of the image which is of X and the beacon, right? So what I will write here, a photo of X and beacon, right? So I have specified the subject, right? That I want a photo of X and the beacon. A simple prompt I'm taking here so that you are able to understand each and everything. Because if the complicated would be there, so it might not goes well in terms of understanding. Now here, what I will say, that where these X and the beacon are present, I will say they are on a frying pan, right? Or maybe we can say a photo of potatoes and X, right? Or maybe sorry, right? Or maybe other thing, whatever you want, you can specify that one, right? So you are able to generate these images, right? Photo of potatoes and X on a fry pan. So it will generate some of the image here, which image would consist of the photo potatoes as well as the X, right? In this case, if you will see, right, what it is the here, photo of potatoes, correct, and X on a fry pan. What goes wrong here? Can you guess? The wrong, what is happened, actually logically it understood well, right? A photo of potatoes and X on a fry pan, right? So what it understood, that photo of potatoes, right? So the potatoes photos is there, and then after adding X on a frying pan, so X are on the frying pan, right? So logically it's correct, it is giving the 100% correct image. But if I want both of those things on a frying pan, right, so I don't need to write here and, right? Let's try to generate here if it works for me, right? So at times what is going to be happen, that it is not going to be work well with the sum of the English statement. We need to find their tweaks. Look at this one, right? Now X is also there, right? But they are not prominently reflecting the X, right? It is similar like a potatoes as well, right? In this case, if you want to emphasize a one particular thing, right, you can just place those brackets here, right? Let's say, for example, I just want the focus on the X, so I can specify here X in this. Look at that. So we'll try to generate the same image with the help of other tool. Let's go in the back. Look at this. Now what has happened here in this scenario? That focus comes on the X, correct? You want more focus on this one, just keep on adding these brackets. Look at this one, right? You want more focus, keep on adding on this one. Like, I want the kind of a equal focus to both of them. I just add this one. Look at this. Now X are more prominently going to be displayed here, right? So as number of the brackets you are keep on adding, right, that much of the focus goes on that particular object or the subject what you have on your image, right? So keep on adding these ones and you are able to find more and more focus on it, right? So that's a one of the important thing is going to be come up when you want like, okay, if it is a single object you can also use the square bracket as well, right? So both are going to be work fine for you. Apart from this, there are something which is going to be come up with the interesting thing what we have, that we are able to use the square brackets, right? So square bracket at times is going to be used for blending the objects, right? Or blending the two things in a one. We are also using these square brackets like this, right? So how it is going to be work? Let's say you are having the two persons face, right? And you want to blend both of those two persons, right, in a one single image, right? In that case, we are able to use this particular kind of the statement by using uh, what you call a square bracket, and we can specify a person one and a colon as a person two, right? So this way we are able to blend the things. You know, a lot of the things is going to be happen nowadays, like we are seeing the deep fake and such kind of the things, right? Or the blended things we are going to see, like, okay, one kind of the image where the two faces are going to be clipped. Another important thing, that these are very restricted to the kind of the AI model you are using, right? And you need to be very careful at the time you are using the prompts as well, right? Two constants are going to be coming to these things. One is you are using everything just for the experimental point of view. You are using those blending approach not to give the harm to someone, right? But just for experimental point of view, that okay, how it is going to be work. You are not going to use any unethical use of those things, right? at times some of these models are going to be restricted to do that kind of functionality what you are having, but at times it is going to be work fine with the one to another one. Let's say for example, if this is the case, goes with the Microsoft one, right? Because it is supported by the, right? I'm using here two-person image, right? Let's say what I have tried. One is the with the Joe Biden, right? You know the who is Joe Biden? Who is Joe Biden? Or do you know about the Donald Trump? Who is Donald Trump? Right? So Donald Trump and Joe Biden both are the US president, right? One is the ex, another is the president, right? So let's say, for example, if I will say Donald Trump column Joe Biden. So what does it mean? That it should blend the Donald Trump as well as the Joe Biden, right? Both the images. But when I'm going to use with the Microsoft Designer this particular prompt, it won't generate that. Why it will not generate? Because it's against the policy of the Microsoft, right? That it will not generate or it will not create the image of a one specific person, right? Let's say for example, if you want to generate the image of Gandhi, it this AI is not going to generate, but there are certain of the AI is available, they are able to generate the images of that, right? So I'm just going to work on this one. Say for example, here if I'll try to do this one, what is going to be happen? Look at this one. Images could not be generated. Something may have triggered Microsoft responsible AI guideline, right? So you understand that AI should be used only for the responsible thing, right? That's one of the important thing. You should have the responsible uses of the AI. Similarly, since I'm using in experimental phase, if I will write here Donald Trump, right? And here I will use the Joe Biden. Let's see if it is going to be work here. It will start processing. Look at this. When we have closed both of them, so it is equally emphasizing both of these images, right? Look at this. It is able to generate that image, right? This is a Donald Trump and this is Joe Biden. Now, in this case, what we can do is there are a couple of the things is going to be coming. Right now, both of these images is considered as a separate image, right? I want they should be the blended one, right? So here I will specify that what kind of a blending I want, right? So the blending could be possible from 0 to 1, right? And this 0 to 1 is actually specifying that how much percentage of a one object or a one image you want to blend into the another one, right? So here if I will say that Joe Biden 0.5, generate this one. So in this case, it is going to be happen that predominantly there would be the image of the Donald Trump, but there would be a 50% flavor of the Joe Biden. Look at this, right? There is a 50% flavor of the Joe Biden we are finding, and we are finding that remaining 50% it is of Donald Trump. Predominantly the image would be of uh, Donald Trump, right? So depending on these blending things, we are able to get the output. Let's say, for example, if I will write as a 1.01, so we are able to see that impact here. Again, here I'm not going to use these images anywhere. I'm just keep on generating and just going to experimental the things like how exactly these are going to work on for me. Look at this. Now, in this case, this is Joe Biden is 0.01%, right? Highly prominent is a Joe Biden, right? But less prominent is going to be Donald Trump. So this way we are able to use the blending. Another important point for the fine tuning is going to be come up. That is, let's say for example, uh, if you want to generate the image of space, sorry, spaceship, right? In this case, what is going to be happen if we will write this spaceship? Obviously, you will say that it is going to generate the space ship image, right? Obviously, it is going to generate the spaceship image, right? But what happens? You know, English is a very beautiful language, right? Which is having the less word, right? And by using the smaller vocabulary or the smaller set of the words, we are able to do a lot of the different things. So similarly is going to be happen in this scenario that space ship we are using, right? So in this case, this spaceship is going to be created here, right? Now, I want space should be different and the ship should be different. So in this scenario, what you need to do is you need to use a double colon sign. What it will do, it will separate both of them. Look at this. Ship is separate, right? And the space is separate. Although it is just as comes as a black and white image, that could be the default setting. So we cannot do much on this one as of now. Just to give you the distinction between these statements, let me regenerate some another image, or maybe we'll try with another one. Right? So if we'll separate this one, now ship is this and the space is this. Again, it's going mad as of now. Okay, let's see this one. We'll change this statement here. Right, space is separate. Again, we need to keep on iterating when the image is going to be come up as per our requirement. Which you want to focus more? Again, you can specify within this, the brackets. So accordingly, it will give you the importance to it. So as I mentioned, that you need to keep on refine those things, right? So that's a part of it. And keep on generating the image. At times you will find like, okay, this is going to be like, look, this one space is different, right? It is not combined both of them, right? It is separate. Ship is separate and the space section is separate. Another important thing is that here this is called as a CFG scale, right? So this CFG scale is actually going to help you, which is known as a classifier free guidance, right? So it is actually help you to remove some of the image conditional diffusion model. So as you are going to be increasing these CFG scale, right, the image qualities keep on changing, right? Let's say here for now is set as a 12, so you can see how it makes the change in this. Look at this, right? So as you are increasing the CFG scale, the quality of the image is keep on further refining, right? Meaning to this one that it is going to remove the noise within from the image, right? So as higher your CFG scale would be, that kind of the less noised image you are going to get, right? Now you will see that image is much brighter as compared to earlier, right? If we are having the lesser the CFG scale, that much of the noisy image we are going to get. So the CFG skill is going to help you to understand or to segregate the noise from the image or the produces output from the AI. Look at this, right? If similarly, if I'm going to increase on this one, right? So now you will see like some of the dots are going to be reflected in this image, right? It's not that bright or that clear, but if you will increase the CFG scale, the image is going to be much more brighter. So these are the different ways by which you are able to uh, you know use all of these different parameters and able to uh, refine your images, correct? Any questions at this point of time?
Any questions so far? Kindly put down your questions, if any. And nothing yet.
No. Okay, fine.
I think we can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, most important thing that creativity what you have, right? That creativity is actually knows no bounds, right? So you have the like immense possibility. You have your own choices that how you are able to craft the prompts, how you are able to add the parameters and get the output which is really not possible, but uh, this AI can do it for you, right? So that's a interesting thing with the AI, that you are able to get the output which is actually not possible, but it is able to make it happen for you. Last but not the least, that is AI fabrication, separating the truth from the myth. There are so many of the myths are there. There are so many of the things are there. Okay, AI can generate this one, AI can produce this one, then why we are doing this one? We are able to pick the image from the AI and we are able to work on it. So hold on, it is not all the things which is true, correct? Let's understand more about it so that you know that what exactly it. One of the most important word nowadays, and I can say it's a top of the town word, that is called the AI hallucination. right? So this is one of the talk of the town word when we are talking about the hallucinations. So these AI hallucination is going to become in the different aspect, right? Sometime this actually when we are talking about the just a whatever hallucination, it seems like something bad I am going to talk about, right? But at times bad is good as well, right? So how it is, uh, though this is a bad thing, but how it is good for us, I will let you know. This is actually one of the phenomena. Let's understand first what exactly this AI hallucination is. It is actually a phenomena when the AI is going to generate some of the content, right? That content which is going to be generated uh, is not present within your actual prompt, or maybe the output what you are expecting it is not going to give you, right? It is deviating from the reality, right? It's possible, correct? So hallucination when we are talking in terms of the AI, it means these are the completely fabricated output from the large language models what we are having. Even though they represent the completely made up facts, the LLM output represent them with the confidence and the authority, right? Maybe the output what is going to be returned by the AI, that is not completely true, right? But confidently it is going to give you the result. It is going to be happen in case of most of the cases when we are going to generate the text with the help of the AI, right? The AI is going to produce the output which is actually does not exist, right? But uh, whatever the result is going to be written by the AI, it gives with the help of a confidence and the authority, right? So at time when we are talking about the sensitive information or the information which is actually related to the reality, but it not matching with that. Let's say, for example, if I'm asking with the AI that where Qutub Minar exists, and AI responded that Qutub Minar exists in the Sri Lanka, right? It is kind of completely a fabricated output that how the Qutub Minar could be in the Sri Lanka, right? But it gives a complete answer with the or output with a complete confidence and the authority. The people who don't know about it, they feel like might be this is correct, and they perceive it, they consume it as it is. Okay, this Qutub Minar exists in the Sri Lanka, right? So this is where the hallucination comes into the picture, because this hallucination is actually the inherent feature of the LLM. Since it is a machine, right? It it is not having its own brain. It is just going to collect all of the data and keep on refining the things and give you certain of the output from it. At times it could possible that they are able to produce these errors or these results which is significantly different from the reality. It's possible, 100% is possible, right? So hallucination is not going well when we are talking in terms of a certain facts and the figures, or when we are talking in terms of a text generation, right? But it does magic when it comes to the creative field, right? So hallucination is a great, we are considering, a lot of the companies are considering that these are the great thing for the creative field, because they are able to produce a such kind of the result or the output which is actually not possible by using a certain tools, right? But when they are blending those things, we are getting a different kind of the result, right? So in this scenario, hallucinations are good. But when we are talking about the text generation with the help of the AI, don't consume that text as it is, right? Why? Because the text might have some of the fabricated information, or they are not having the exact or the accurate information what it should be, right? So don't ever trust completely on the text which is generated by the AI. First, read it thoroughly, check it multiple times whether it is correct, all the information which is given within this, it is correct or not. Post that, consume it. Before that, avoid it, right? So, visual hallucination. In AI image generation model, visual hallucination may involve the creation of the image that depict object, scenes, or patterns that do not exist. Right? These hallucinations can range from the surreal and the abstract art to entirely fabricated object or the creatures. The creature which does not exist, but it is able to create for you. But when it comes to the textual hallucinations, in that case, language model may hallucinate that text by generating the sentences paragraph that contain the fictional information of the false claims. So it is bad in case of the text content, but in case of visual, it might be good because we don't want some kind of we are not generating any kind of the content which is giving a harm to someone, but we are just going to create some of the creative thing. Again, an important thing to note it over here, don't use the image of a some person and try to use the AI thing on a some individual person, right? Because you are able to get the fabricated responses which might lead for the some of the legal complication or may land you in some trouble. So always be mindful about it, right? In case of hallucination, right? In case of a text prompting, use clear and the specific prompt. Use additional context which can help guide the model towards the intended output. Also, you can use a multi-shot prompting. Multi-shot prompting means if a one-time a prompt is going to be come up, you are able to refine this one. We'll see a little later about it. So that's one of the important thing. Multi-shot prompting, when we are talking, write a one statement, then put a comma sign, write another statement. So you are not going to have any kind of a issue in that. Another important thing, ethical practices and the transparencies in the generative AI is a important thing, right? Like the case of earlier scenario when I was trying to generate the image of Joe Biden and Donald Trump, it says that Microsoft follows the responsible AI policy and it will not generate, right? So you should also be responsible. You should also have some of the ethical considerations. You should also use the transparency when you are working with the generative AI, right? The meaning of the transparency is what? Whenever you are going to generate a sum of the output with the help of the generative AI, don't claim that it is your work. Always appreciate that, okay, this idea or this image or a part of this one is generated by the AI, right? So that shows that you are transparent and you are using the ethical practices, right? If you have created one of the cartoon image, right, don't claim that a cartoon is going to be created by you, right? Follow the transparency over here, right? Always mention that part of this image, this is perfectly okay that if you are saying that part of it, this image are generated by using or created by using the generative AI, perfectly okay, right? Makes sense, right? That you are not claiming that this art, what is going to be created, this is 100% use. We have seen the lot many people are saying that, okay, this artwork is created by us or this artwork is created by me. In that scenario, when it comes on the practical ground to create a similar kind of the artwork, they are not able to do it, right? So ethical, it's not ethical, as well as it is not transparent. So don't do such kind of the things. Control and the ownership. Copyright is playing one of the crucial role, and the ownership of the AI generated content can be complex. It is important for the student to understand the specific tools, terms, and the service regarding the ownership and the usage of the right of the generated content. So the image which is going to be generated AI, right? That image should not be consumed directly, right? Or it should not be claimed directly like it's yours, because it may land up in some of the copyright laws, because at times you never know, there would be some of the watermarking in some of the corner of that image would be there, because every image what you are generating, right, it is keeping the sheet list of that, right? Meaning of that, every image what you are going to generate, it keeping the IP address of your machine through which that image is generated, and what kind of an image is generated by that particular IP address, right? So avoid such kind of misuse of the AI. Focus on the human AI collaboration, right? That is a best practice. With generative AI should be viewed as a tool to augment human creativity, not to replace it, right? Students should focus on using AI to enhance their own artistic vision in this skill, right? But not as 100% tool to use it, right? There are certain privacy concerns in the generative AI. Unintentional inclusions, right? In some cases, AI might unintentionally include the element from the training data, right? Generated in the element, right? These elements should be identifiable details for the private information. So it then should be vigilant about the checking output for any privacy violation. Maybe the training data it is having, which is of some of the company logo, or maybe some of the copyright color or the image or the style that is going to be used within this one, right? So you should be vigilant, or the student should be vigilant about the output checking. It might be there is some of the logo is placed within this one. If you are adding some of the text, so the text is not having any kind of a resemblance with the some existing brand identity. So these are the privacy violation concerns of there. Deepfakes, it is a one of the talk of the town word nowadays. So some of these misinformation generative AI can be used to create the deepfakes, which are manipulated videos of the images, as we know, right? This poses the privacy concerns again, right? So always be vigilant to this one, and you students should avoid using the generative AI for the malicious purpose, right? At times, these privacy concerns and these ethical and the responsible usage is going to become in this phase, that you are to draw one of the image just to fun purpose. If you are saying like, okay, create an image, how to make a bomb, or people are making the bomb, generate the image, right? So avoid such kind of the things, because you are going to use as an ethical purpose, and you are into the creative domain, so don't use such kind of things, right? Always use the best practices, use the strong data security things, right? Encourage to choose the Gen AI tools that prioritize the data security and the user privacy. Be mindful of the prompt, what you are writing, the words, what you are writing, right? There should not be any personal detail or the sensitive information, right? Download the responsibly. That is one of the most important thing. The image which is generated, right? That should be downloaded responsibly. Future path of this generative AI, right? People feel like okay, generative AI is going to be end up here. No, it's not the case. It's just the beginning, right? There are the future cases of the generative AI. It is going to help you, or being an artist or the designer, it is explores the ambiguity and the emergent patterns. You are able to leverage this AI, and creators can unintentionally introduce the randomness or the uncertainty into their work, leading to the unexpected creative outcomes, right? It can serve as a collaborator. It could serve as a suggesting idea, uh, suggesters, right? It can suggest you some of the styles or the variations, right? But don't think like it is a full-fledged thing which is able to produce the result. No, it's not. It's just going to serve as a collaborator. Artists can use these generative models to augment their creativity, leading to new form of the collaboration between the humans and the machine, right? And AI generated content can inspire the artists and designer to think differently and push their boundaries. So these are the future path. Apart from this, this generative AI is just a beginning, right? There are few of the things is going to be coming to the real near world, right? What exactly those things are? Those are the actual image generations, right? I will give you some of the experimental models on these ones. Like this is a one of the input image reconstructions based on the different parameters. So it is possible with the help of the generative AI. This is the future of the generative AI in the creative world, by using the variational autoencoder or by using the generative adversarial network. These are the two different type of the modeling thing or data modeling approaches. By using these different algorithms, we are able to get these kind of the output, right? All of these things is still into the various experimental phase, right? They are not available as a tool into the market, but yeah, in the near future we are able to see all of those things, right? Let me share some of the examples to you which is into the experimental segment as of now. uh, just see, we are using the various kind of these machine learning algorithms, right? We are using various data models to create these kind of the tools, right? So here we are using okay, it's also not working. Okay, let me share my screen to you. We are having certain of these deep learning algorithm, right? So by using these deep learning algorithms, what kind of this output we are able to produce? I think you are able to see this screen as of now, right? So in this case, we are using here a Gen 2, right? You can use this in this corner. You can see here that we are using a Keras model, right? And this Keras here, we are using the style Gen 2, right? That is generative adversarial network. We are using this one, and this image is actually generated by that model, right? And this is a deep learning algorithm what we are using in this scenario. If you look at this image, right, this image of a person does not exist within this world, right? This image is just randomly created by using this generative adversarial network, right, by using the Keras deep learning algorithm. And if you'll see the detailing of this image, that even a one of these small these spots are available here, right? Or the kind of the hair it shows in this image, right? It is so real that you are not able to compare to it. So this is a kind of the work what we are having called as a adversarial network. This is a future, right? Lot many things is actually, this is just to showcase you that this is a future, right? There are lot many things are going to be coming up associated to it, right? It is just a beginning. It is just a one of the sample which I'm showing to you, that in future AI could able to produce this kind of the output as well, right? Look at this one. See the detailing of each and everything, right? This person does not exist within this world. And then if you look at the site name, this person does not exist. And it's true, this person does not exist because it's a artificial creation, right? Look at the detailing on this one, right? So this is a future. This is a future of the AI where we are going to head. So creative world is going to be changed completely. We have a lot many tools are going to be coming to near future. Lot many of the revolutions things are going to be coming the near future. So this is just a beginning, right? So let's go back to our slide. So this is all our future path of the generative AI. In the near world, we are going to see lot many of the new tools are going to be come up for the generative AI for the creative industry. So that's all. If there is any questions, feel free to ask any of the questions, whatever is in your mind. Any questions?
Can AI talk to us
No,
like
I think
human?
there are lot many other questions are there. That one is, can we create images by specifying the render engine like Arnold and V-Ray? Okay.
Okay.
Photo specific type of the image by capturing the light. Okay.
Yeah, we have
Photo.
gone through that. Can we
Yeah.
create image by specifying the render engine like Arnold and Viri?
Yes, you are able to do that. It's possible. There are endless opportunities in terms of render engines, right? We are having the different type of the render engines which you are able to use it to specify within the prompt, and you are able to get the images from that. It's 100% possible.
Can we give a scribble image to ask the AI to generate an vector image? If we
Yes,
give a
you can.
scribble image, can we convert it into a vector image?
Scribble image you are giving as input, right?
Yes.
No, it's not possible, because this what we are talking about, you need to understand this one. What we are talking about, that we are talking about text to image. We are not talking about the image to image, right?
Hmm.
When we will talk about the image to image generation, in that scenario we can do it, right? But as of now, we are not having any perfect tool which is available into the market which is able to create image to image, right? But in the near future, definitely you will see that kind of the tool, because a lot of the experimental applications are going on, and in the near future definitely you will see that. But as of now, nothing is perfect is available for us. Okay. Can AI talk to us like human? Yes, of course, AI can talk to us like human. That's possible, right? We have
Split
a lot of
screen.
different sample data, right? We are also having a possibility that AI can clone your voice as well, right? Lot many of the people are misusing the cloning voice as well, right? So again, the responsible use is going to be come up over here, right? There are a lot many of the possibilities is there with the AI, but I request you, please go with the productivity aspect. Don't misuse these technologies. Use the ethical point of view. You should use this technology. If you use as a tool, if you use as an assistant, if you use as a collaborator, definitely you are able to get lot many things with the help of the AI.
Split screen command to place one image in one side and the other. I'm not sure on
Okay,
what question is this.
split screen command.
Okay.
There is nothing split screen, because we are going to generate the image from text to text. So it's really not sure like what does it mean like split screen. Any other?
No.
No. Okay.
Any more questions for today?
Any questions? Feel free to ask. We are giving a 5 minutes more time to you. If there is anything is going to be come in your mind, feel free to mention in the chat box. I think there is no more questions, right?
Yeah. I think we are good. No more
Okay,
questions.
fine. So thanks a lot to everyone. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful once again to have a interactive session. I hope you are able to cascade this knowledge to your students. At any given point of time, we are always there to support you, assist you for any kind of the queries and questions which is going to be come in the future. Feel free to reach us, and we are always there to assist you. Thank you very much for making this wonderful session.
Yeah. Thank you, others. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ganesh. Thanks a lot.